guys, it's Dark Architect 18 back here with another YouTube video. So today we have a game in the Richelieu. So specifically this this build is a speed build. So I'm prioritizing speed and my turret traverse. Those are the main things that you'll see from this game. So we're on Crash Zone. It's a domination game. So for inspirations, my build, I have Bruce Fraser for speed, and then Mikhail Keterov for the turret traverse. So for the secondaries, they're not that good, like 5.2 kilometer secondaries currently in terms of how I have them spec'd. I have obviously the profile of this ship is kind of pointed, or comes to a point towards the front, so it allows for better speed and maneuverability and an ability to bow tank really well based on its front facing guns. You have to work smart and not hard with this ship, so you gotta kind of think ahead, kind of pick your targets and move into place quickly, and then create crossfires with the ship, and that makes it the most effective. So I guess in terms of the comparison of this ship versus the Jean Bart, so I'm going to run down this ship's stats first that I currently have. So 25.1 second reload, 29.3 180 turret time, 5.2 kilometer secondaries, 34.8 knots before the speed boost, and afterwards it can get up to 37 knots with the speed boost, which lasts 3 minutes, and you have 2 consumables of those with the Richelieu. 14.6 kilometer detectability by sea, 12.2 kilometer detectability by air. So detectability is it's not the best. It's a battleship and it's pretty long, so your detectability is not going to be that good anyways, which makes sense. So comparing it to Jean Bart, which is also a similar class, they're both the same class. They're just sister ships. 22.9 second reload, 33 seconds, 180, 4.7 kilometers secondaries, speeds 31.7 knots, and I think my range is like 18.9 on the Jean Bart, so a little bit more range. This build has an 18.1 kilometer range, so it's not much less. So yeah, it's pretty similar to my Jean Bart build with the Ozerlane Dunkirk that I currently have for that. I'm using Emile Gupre on this build. So for, I guess the thing that makes this build interesting is, one, its speed, its turret traverse, and its reload. Even though its reload is like 3 seconds more than the Jean Bart, it's not as bad. It's the turret traverse is actually like almost 4 seconds less than the Jean Bart's, and the secondaries are like 0.5 kilometers more than the Jean Bart, so they can kind of shoot out farther. But for the secondaries, and the turret traverse is really good currently in terms of how I have it. So I guess currently what I'm doing with this battle is I'm creating crossfires with these Massachusetts, which I've been lighting them on fire, trying to distract them, kind of annoy them. I pick one target, light them on fire, pick the other target, light it on fire. So I'm going to light this Baltimore on fire. I'm going to slow down, make sure you can't really shoot at me, but I can kind of get my shot in here. So I'm going to shoot at this Baltimore, get a fire on him, because I'm trying to get as much damage as I can through these fires. So setting the Massachusetts on fire, setting the other Massachusetts on fire, setting the Baltimore on fire, setting the Lyon on fire. This all just acquires damage over time, and I guess runs them down in terms of their HP. And that's also a unique way of setting fires, is just switching from target to target so that they take out their damage con, or they use their damage con, and then they have to wait like 1.5 to 2 minutes to get it back, depending on how fast they can get it. I think that's about standard for the damage con in terms of reload, or until they can get a heal. Typically, sometimes if you're on fire, you try to run your heal to mitigate that fire damage, which is always a good idea, especially if you don't have the damage con up, which in my case right now, I don't have my damage con ready or my heal. So I'm just trying to, like, I guess, pick my battles in terms of, or my fights with this Massachusetts and this Helena. So I'm just going to let this fire burn out, kind of push up. My damage con's almost ready, and so is my heal. So that's not too bad of an option. So I'm kind of in the middle of everything right here. I'm in B, or just shy of B. I got the Massachusetts right there in front of me. I have a heal ready, so I use that. I switch back to AP, try to aim up a bit higher because I noticed that he's backing up. His smoke's actually so if the smoke comes forward, you noticed it's backing up, like the ship is backing up by just looking at it. But if the ship has the smoke coming from the back, like the Lyon right there that I just was looking at or aiming at, it shows obviously he's going forward because the smoke's coming back and the wind's pushing it back, or the exhaust is being pushed back. That's always a good way to see just how your enemy is moving without getting nitty gritty in terms of all the details. You're just kind of visually looking at what's going on with the situation, and you judge it based on that. So I'm getting cross-fired by the Lyon, the Massachusetts, the Bismarck, the Helena kind of just parked himself behind an island. So I'm just focused on this Bismarck. I'm trying to turn my my stern to the enemy, so my behind to the enemy, to get my secondaries off, and trying to angle as best as I can to this Bismarck while increasing my speed because I gotta get out of this situation. So I'm just using AP at this Bismarck, shooting at the superstructure, getting the most damage out of that, and that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm achieving that in that case. So, and then I have this destroyer off to my right side, so I'm turning again. He's going to try to torp me, I think, so I'm turning away and I'm going to speed up. Still shooting at this Bismarck, as he's, I guess, the most important in terms of what I'm thinking right now. His torps miss. Shiratsu's torps, that's gonna miss, obviously. Obviously I butchered that. So I'm gonna go after this Helena, and yeah, so currently this build has 4 heals, and I think it has 3 secondary consumables to use, and obviously I think just 2 speed boosts. The speed boosts are 3 minutes. The heals are pretty beefy. The secondary consumable mods, not mods, consumables, are just really useful, especially with the French battleships with their secondaries. is like the Jean Bar and the Richelieu both have more secondaries than the Bismarck, which is actually kind of funny but sad. And even though Bismarck, you just think of it, oh, it's, you know, secondaries, it's a secondary beast, which obviously it is, but the French battleships, sometimes you don't think of them as secondary beasts. You think of them as like forward-facing monsters with guns that can just, you know, wreak havoc. So we got torps right off to my side, so I'm just turning in. Other great thing with the French battleships is their armor. They can bounce 16-inch guns, so, you know, Bismarck shooting at me, he's got 15-inch guns, so he's not going to do too much against my side unless I'm broadside. And even it can bounce Iowas, Lenins, just any of those ships with 16-inch guns at tier 7 or tier 6, either or. But yeah, so this is just a really, really good ship. I really enjoy the French battleships. They're just really fast. They're really maneuverable. I just really enjoy them overall. They're just really, really fun to play. Especially since I have this turret traverse and speed build and reload build on it, so it makes it all purposeful build to use. So I definitely suggest it to anyone that's having trouble on Richelieu, using Emile Goupre as your commander if you want to spice it up with some speed, make it a little bit different. Is most people don't expect speed. They expect, you know, you to be a sniper or, you know, maybe somewhat of a reload build, but not entirely. I don't know, it just really depends how you're going to play it and what you want out of the ship. I guess my mods for Richelieu currently I have aiming systems mod, rudder, target acquisition, and a reload, the main battery reload modification in the last slot. So that's how I have it set up currently. You have to also prioritize your crossfiring. So in this case, the Ochakov and the Shiratsu, the IGN destroyer, is going to get taken out after I take that Ochakov out. And there we go, we get a double strike and end the battle in quite the fashion with a double strike. So got 4 kills with that. Ended up with 130k. Hope everybody enjoyed the gameplay, and tune in to next YouTube video. Thank you for watching, and peace.